The Marvel Universe line by Hasbro was once a fan favorite, bringing in a 3 3/4 inch scale line at a very affordable price tag with lots of characters from all across Marvel Comics. But unfortunately, it's long been discontinued, much to the chagrin of Marvel and toy fans everywhere. Ever since, comic book fans and 3 3/4 inch scale collectors have been clamoring for its return. In this video, we're going to discuss the importance of the Marvel Universe line and why its absence has been felt among fans and collectors everywhere. There's been a rich tradition of 3 3/4 inch action figures ever since the first Star Wars action figures were released by Kenner. Because of the popularity of the Star Wars line, 3 3/4 inch scale became an industry standard for a long time. Star Wars toys definitely didn't deviate from that scale for a very long time. Since then, 6 inch action figures have become a standard themselves. But every so often, a manufacturer decides to recapture that old small-scale glory. Hasbro, of course, threw their hat into the 3 3/4 inch world back in 2009 with Marvel Universe, and the line lasted quite a long time until it was canceled around 2018-2019. Since then, fans of that line and fans of the scale have been left trying to satisfy their collection by buying old action figures or else trying to indulge in the retro Marvel Legends action figures that Hasbro tried to replace Marvel Universe with. And let's be real, the Marvel Legends retro line was absolutely terrible. It flopped after about maybe half a dozen waves. Nobody wanted them. Don't get me wrong, there were some okay action figures in there, but $10 a piece for this versus Marvel Universe? Yikes. Believe it or not, Marvel Universe actually harkens back a bit to Toy Biz's Marvel Legends Showdown action figures, which was a similar concept. They had multi-pulsable action figures in a Marvel Legends style, but Toy Biz did things a little bit differently. This was a collaboration between Upper Deck Entertainment and Toy Biz, and the focus was less about action figures and more about a tabletop card game. We're not going to get into the logistics of how to play Marvel Legends Showdown because that's way too detailed, but the point being, the game included these 4 inch action figures that were multi-posable, and there were a lot of them. They had everything from Spider-Man, Hulk, Thing, the Punisher, Elektra, Ghost Rider, etc., etc. The line released in 2005, so it only had a short while to get some figures out, so considering it only had about 2 years to do it, yeah, they did a pretty good job putting out a lot of product in a very short time frame. Although obviously the Marvel Legends Showdown line was cancelled, we all know what happened 2 years after Hasbro acquired the Marvel license. Marvel Universe appeared, and surprise, surprise, the line was designed by someone who worked at Toy Biz. Dave Vonner. He had a rich history at Toy Biz, and the War Machine action figure from the Galactus Wave even bears his likeness. And that's not the only War Machine to bear his likeness. The Iron Man 2 3 3/4 inch action figure also bears his likeness. For some reason, I love that of all the characters he could have been in the line, it was War Machine. Dave Vonner oversaw the design and development of the Marvel Universe 3 3/4 inch line that we all know and love. And of course, as of this day in 2025, we miss very much. What wasn't there to like about this line? It offered multiple variations of beloved characters. It had loads of articulation. It had offerings for characters that you couldn't find in the regular Marvel Legends line. Where regular Marvel Legends, 6 inch Marvel Legends disappointed, Marvel Universe delivered. And not only that, but it was affordable. It ticked all the right boxes. Marvel Legends was getting more and more expensive, but Marvel Universe was right there to scratch your itch and deliver on the characters. In many instances, the Marvel Universe line offered even better paints and sculpt than what you were getting with Marvel Legends. So even if you weren't a 3 3/4 inch collector, you were tempted to become one just based on the quality of this line. And let's be real here, guys. If you collected Star Wars, if you collected G.I. Joe, then a 3 3/4 inch Marvel line shouldn't have been any problem at all. I may not be the biggest fanboy of either property, but I've got my share of Real American Hero. I've got my share of Star Wars. Marvel Universe fits right in. Hasbro and all their genius decided to cancel the line back in 2013, but they still released similar action figures based on Avengers, X-Men, etc. after that, so It kind of ended, but also didn't end. Kind of complicated. But the whole shebang went kaput for real when they brought out their Marvel Legends Retro line. And this was just a bunch of minimal points of articulation, 5 points of articulation action figures that nobody wanted. These had bad sculpts, bad paint, bad articulation, bad sculpting work, zero sculpting work as a matter of fact. These were a waste. And as soon as we all saw this, there was a collective chorus that said, "Bring back Marvel Universe." And I agree with them, guys. Let's all take a moment and say it again. Bring back Marvel Universe. I don't care what anyone says, 3 3/4 inches deserves a spot alongside 6 inches, and Marvel Universe deserves to coexist with Marvel Legends. It is one of the greatest lines of Marvel action figures that has ever been released, and it should be brought back now. Think about it, guys. A line with similar articulation to Marvel Legends at a smaller scale, with equal if not better paint, equal if not better sculpting, deep cut selections with constant new releases without having to worry about build-a-figures and bizarre deluxe action figures and yada yada. That said, the occasional Galactus size figure would be nice. And by the way, a 3 3/4 inch scale Galactus is a lot more manageable than a 6-inch scale one. I don't know about you guys, but after tasting the Marvel Legends Retro line that Hasbro tried to put out, and after seeing McFarlane's Page Punchers, the little 3-inch ones that are pretty well detailed but don't have that much articulation, I am yearning for the return of Marvel Universe. Oh my god, that would be the biggest comeback of 2025-2026. I think the easiest way to reboot the Marvel Universe line at Hasbro would be to just take a look at what they did for the very first wave of Marvel Universe action figures and do an update of those. Maybe update the articulation a little bit, change a few details here and there if need be, maybe introduce a couple new characters if they really feel like it. The line has been out of commission for so long that it would make sense to take these characters that a lot of people probably haven't had an opportunity to get since the first wave did come out back in 2009. It's been 16 years. And if people saw these on the shelves, I bet they'd have a hard time saying no, especially compared to those garbage Marvel Legends retro action figures. But what do you think, soulmates? Do you want to see Marvel Universe make a return? Do you not want to see it make a return? Let us know in the comments, guys, because I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to check out my other videos, and I'll catch you again soon. Have a great day, everybody.